Hello, wonderful ULARP watchers, and welcome back to the Super Mega Happy Fun Time D&D Thursday. There's 4 of us rather than 6 of us stream. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Yay! 7.
There's normally 7 of us, but
7.
It's okay.
7. Normally 7 of us.
Bigger
The question
numbers.
is, which one of them did you forget?
Myself,
or did Johnny and Kitty become one entity?
Johnny and Kitty became one entity.
They are Johnny and Kitty.
I hope everyone is enjoying the heat. We treated ourselves to an aircon, which I had on in the room, and it's apparently far too noisy, and you can hear it, which is hilarious. I'm really happy right now. So that is the sacrifice I make for D&D. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. It's going to be lovely. Sure, nothing bad will happen from that. I won't get grumpy. Some eagle-eyed viewers might notice that we have no Constance or Hunter because they are at their LARP site getting stuff set up, and we have no Jakul because the loser has gone to Milan for his 1-year anniversary and put pictures on Facebook that look amazing.
I mean, this happened this time last year as well. Vanished off to Milan for weeks.
I mean, why would you want to be up the mountains in Milan when you can just be really hot in your own house?
So unreasonable. So unreasonable.
Needless to say, there's a lightning storm and Jakul gets hit by multiple strikes of lightning and is dead. Excellent. I'm glad we did this. Good session, guys. I shall see you all next week, where we shall see if he's learned his lesson. So slightly different style of session. For those other DMs or players, you don't always have your whole party there, so you can try and do little side missions which never end in complete disaster. It's like when you're at Empire and you think, should I go on this skirmish, which is completely underpowered and has less people on it than it should? Yes, I should. That's a brilliant idea. That's the best idea I've ever had. And I think we've lost Catherine.
Wow.
Uh-oh. So we were 3 and now we are 2.
There's still 3 of us. There was 4 of us before.
Are you okay, Adam?
3 players.
2 players.
I mean, at least it's frozen on a nice picture of her.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Zoom fell over.
Fell over.
Zoom.
Have I put everyone in the wrong place now?
No, actually, we've all ended up in the right place still.
Excellent.
I say it wasn't my fault. It was Zoom's fault.
I mean, don't worry, we're blaming you still.
It just randomly hung up. I don't know why.
Right. No worries. Bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry, I've not loaded all the information I should.
Don't do it again.
29.
Why?
Everything okay?
No, I believe so.
Oh no. Not good. Right, let's give Catherine a second to get back.
Oh no.
I think internet's issues. Hope her internet's not falling over.
That would be bad.
Nope.
I don't know what it's doing. My internet's fine. Everything else is working fine. Zoom is not happy.
Okay. Let's start and see what happens.
Yeah.
We might survive, we might not.
Funny enough, I was just thinking that about the session.
Hey.
Should I start the whole thing again? No, let's just go for it. I'm sorry if you're watching the recording of this. You've just had to sit through moments of us just waiting.
It's thrilling stuff, this.
Zoom just keeps throwing me out the door.
Right. night has well and truly fallen. In the distance, you can hear the howls of wolves. The cold air running down the mountain to the west and south of you. You stand on this low plateau. What at one point would have been a near impregnable fortress on the side of the mountain, now half of it lies in ruins, with other unwelcome guests living there. As you explored Argynvost Holt, you saw that magic had long faded. The ancient traps designed to keep enemies at bay, no power left to them. But there was some power left there. The shadow of a spirit, of a great dragon, flew along the walls and spoke to you. Relight the beacon. Bring the night back to the light. Return my bones to their rightful crypt. As you found Sir Godfrey Gwillem, and he explained that he hadn't been lost to anger and rage as some of the others had, like his husband Vladimir. As soon as you showed Vladimir you had the weapons to kill him, he attacked you. As soon as you showed you had the weapons that could possibly stop Strahd, he attacked, summoning his spirit warriors to put you down. You were able to deal with them, but discovered they weren't just spirit warriors, but revenants. Jakul was able to explain you've got 24 hours until they are back, and then they will be stronger. And if you beat them again, you've got 24 hours until they are back. Now a race against time to try and find these bones and put them to rest. You snuck into the graveyard of Argynvost. The mausoleum on the back of the building, empty. You found 3 sarcophagi in them and opened one and found it to be empty. You could see in the centre of the mausoleum perhaps something large could fit there but doesn't. As you climbed back out Bronwyn to the safety of your companions, it was suggested that Red investigates Argynvost. You must have missed something, you thought. There must be something more to hear. She turned into a crow, and the party cast all of their beneficial spells on her, sending her in against the revenants and giant spiders and who knows what else alone. As you prepare to head off, Red, Hunter, Jakul, and Constance, Jakul looks to you. We must find these bones. Right what has been done wrong here. It's the only way to stop these. Consecration will not. Restoration will not. We'll travel to Valaki. Perhaps Sir Istavold may know something about this.
Well, we can't just leave Red to risk Argynvost Holt on her own. She should have backup close by. Why don't I wait here? And that way I'm close enough to help.
I'll wait with you, Elian.
Thank you.
If we have to go in there, we're probably the stealthier people.
True.
Looking to Constance.
Stay safe. We'll see you in Valaki. If we're not there, we'll leave a message in the Blue Water Inn of where we've travelled to.
I can always try and reach you with a sending as well if I have to.
Yeah. Animal messenger. There's ways.
Yep.
And with that, they disappear into the night, down the side of the mountain, heading towards the river path. Coming from this side, it's not that far a distance to get back to Valaki. You can take some shortcuts, and there's some areas you can almost cut across. It's whether or not you're brave enough to go that route. Luckily, they are. For me, that is. For me. Red.
Yeah.
You're currently on the mausoleum. You can look up to the south side of the building. You can see is mainly ruined. Would be an easy entrance in if it was not for the giant spiders that reside there. You have been onto the roof already, and you did see a couple of ways that you could go down. There were some holes and some cave-ins from the top, one which went directly almost into Vladimir's area.
Well, it was the upper floor that everyone was saying they wanted to look at, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
So go in through one of the small gaps in the roof.
Yeah, so you fly up.
Yeah.
You fly up to the ceiling, up above, and you can see Argynvost below you. It's grand. How would Red feel about seeing something like this?
Very alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, she still inherently has a distrust for buildings, towns, and cities.
Yeah. As you do, because you're actively looking out, can you give me a perception roll, please?
Yes, I couldn't find a crow. I found a raven that I can roll for.
Norsh.
So I think perception. Is that no? Yes, it has come up. There we go.
What'd you get? 14. Nice.
Yeah.
As you look at the surroundings, from the ceiling, you can see the tower where you spoke with. You smashed your way in, and the two spectral archers shot at you. You can see being dragged from the tower now is Sir Alex Gwillem by the other revenants, and he's struggling against them. Get closer or stay your distance?
Stay the distance. She'll probably perch somewhere because it'll probably look a bit weird, a crow hovering and watching. So she'll perch somewhere, try and act nonchalant. I don't know how a crow acts nonchalant.
I think all crows are pretty nonchalant.
Yeah.
You can see some of the other knights, revenants, are dragging him away. And you can hear some of the words they're calling him. Traitor. Forgiver. From this range, without getting closer, you can't hear so much of what he's saying back, but you'd be aware that he is saying something.
Mm-hmm. Get the picture. They've caught him, and they're angry at him.
Yep.
And he's probably not in a very good position right now.
No. You would hear...
She will... Pardon?
you hear one of them say something about imprisoning.
Oh, yeah. She will wait until they are out of range, so they're definitely not going to see or hear her.
They drag him out and down one of the towers and start making their way down below.
She will hop down onto the roof and will find a hole to poke her head through first to check what's below.
So in the central area, you've got all of the rubble on the floor where the ceiling has collapsed and cracked in. You can see from this side, like across and into the throne room where you fought against Vladimir. It still lies empty. And below was the area in the sort of centre of the keep. Where the roof had completely collapsed in.
Yeah. So there's not really many other rooms that we haven't been in.
So when from there, you had the throne room to the west, and then there was some space to the east. Which you hadn't investigated.
She'll flutter over to another perch and just have a look at what was on the eastern side of the room.
Yeah.
Again, she's taking it quite slowly. She's not going on the floor at any point. Trying to stay up high on any of like the little outcrops.
As you look in. So to the west was the throne room. Straight below you was the sort of collapsed area with all the rubble. And then to the east, you can see a tiled floor room. There's an iron bathtub within it, but it's currently filled with debris from the collapsed roof. Some torn curtains rotting on the floor. And then another curtain to the east, where there is a door going into the other room behind it, but currently a curtain across it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to open a door anyway, so...
It looks like it's just a curtain across it rather than a door, sorry. So there's like a doorway, but it's just got like a cloth curtain across.
Okay.
You'd have to go down and in to get to it.
There are a lot of revenants around and they're quite quiet. She will... So Red will make the decision to show the others what she's seen first before seeing what they think the next step should be. Because she doesn't want to go too far in.
Yeah.
And then have to come after her if something goes wrong. So she'll...
You can hear the sound...
Flutter back up.
As you sat there for a second, you can hear the sound of what you assume to be Sir Alex Gwilym being dragged across. For you, death is too good, traitor. You will rot, imprisoned. In the very tomb you wanted to return the bones is where they will find yours.
Ooh. Cool. Once she knows that they are not going to spot her, she's going to flutter back up to the roof and glide down to where the others are waiting.
Yep, simple enough. You don't think you've been spotted.
Yeah, she'll communicate with Bronwen just because she'll probably have a better idea of how to translate animal thoughts. And will basically show from memory what she saw. So Gwilym being dragged by the other revenants, them talking about death is too good for you, we're going to imprison you in the tomb. There's going to be a sense of urgency because that means they're coming this way.
That's where we're stood. Yeah.
Little clicky crow beak is like...
Yeah.
Couldn't see anything else of notice other than that route, the doorway with the curtain. And she'll sort
From-
of cock her head expectantly.
She'll turn to Elian and say, first things first, we need to not be standing right here. They're coming out to the graveyard. I guess we'll move.
Elian will kind of he'll hunch up against the wall of the mausoleum, because the mausoleum doesn't have any windows or gaps in the walls.
Yep.
So if we're around the back of it, they shouldn't see us.
Well, he's gonna be round the side because he's a curious type. But he will take the time to make sure he's out of sight properly and just kind of hunch down small.
She'll try and translate from Bird what she's understood of what you've shown her. So about them being dragged off, and you found a curtained room. There's two key things, I think.
The ground is blisteringly cold as the night has fully closed in around you. The mists rolling down the mountain to the west, almost like water coming down them and hitting into you. In low to the ground, you can just feel the heat of your body being drained and sucked out.
I am very unhappy about being outside at night. Okay. If they're coming this way, let's just wait and see what they do when they get to the mausoleum. Red, can you just perch somewhere where you can see what they're doing? Like maybe up on the proper building or on top of the fence or something like that? And then
she'll bob her head. Are there any other crows or ravens flying around? She'll probably go.
Not so much flying around, but you can see some definitely sat on the walls at the top.
Yeah, she'll find a group of them to sit nearby, blend in.
Murder!
And murder.
If there is a group of handy nearby birds, can I use my once daily ranger beast sense?
Yes.
Oh no, I've got to be able to touch them, Phil. Basically, you see through the eyes of an animal and hear what it hears.
Cool.
But you've got to be able to touch it to kick it off. I thought it was the 30-footer, but it's not. It's a touch. So I'd have to go climb up after a bird without. I think that would defeat the object. No, don't worry. Unless there's a handy bird in touching distance.
The door to the chapel opens, and you can see two of the revenants walk out. Two more drag in awkwardly Sir Alex Gwillem.
Godfrey
Gwillem. As he's dragging his feet, they just lift him off the floor. And they're taking him towards the mausoleum. You can hear him saying something to them. Muttering something, but it's hard to pick out the words over the mixture of voices and night. You hear a gauntleted hand strike, and Red, you would see it. And then another and another as they start laying into him. Until he shuts up. You hear one of the revenants. Don't kill him. She's dragged into the mausoleum. And it just becomes hearing. The sound of stone grinding against stone. A thud as something hits the floor. One last scuffle, one last burst of energy, one last burst of movement and sound of metal against stone. Then a sickening thud. Put the lid back on. And then silence after the thud. Stone against stone hitting the top. As the revenants walk out, 8 of them came down in total. As they leave, and two revenants have been left outside the mausoleum.
Outside, like on the door,
guarding.
like they're door guards, basically.
Yep. As the stone door to it is pushed shut.
Once the rest of the revenants go back inside, Elian will look around for Bronwyn, despite having been watching her when she hid.
Totally disappeared into a shadow.
Like, yeah, it's gonna take him a while. And then he'll just sort of flap a hand and suggest that they move off a little way so they can talk.
Yep. Yeah, she'll follow.
Yeah, Red will be watching them from her perch.
So that we're out of earshot of any revenants.
Yeah.
Can you both give me a stealth roll, please?
Maybe not.
Ooh, very sneaky.
Nice, Elian.
Oh, we lost Catherine again.
She is that stealthy.
That's stealthy that even Zoom doesn't know she's there.
She is bedeviled by issues tonight.
So... Welcome back.
You back with us?
I am. I got a 16 on the stealth roll because that was the last thing I heard.
Okay.
And if you are in a position to carry on without me for 2 minutes, I might just do a reboot of everything because I'm not sure what's going on. But it might just be worth doing a factory, an on-off again. Not a factory reset. But I'm just thinking, I'm wondering whether it's because I've been using this computer for a lot today, and it might just be getting a bit in need of a off and on again. So hopefully I will be back in 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm just going to turn my aircon on for a minute. Drop the temperature in this room. Oh my god, it's instant relief from the heat. It's incredible.
Okay.
So Elian's going to chat to himself for a little bit.
Yeah. Roman's looking a bit blank.
We've nearly got all of the background info done on the new campaign-ish.
Yeah.
We've been steadily working away.
Indeed.
Got some good stuff, I reckon. Looking forward to it.
So anyone who just joined us, we're having a tech issue. Well, Catherine is.
Clearly, it is Salty Optimist's fault entirely.
I blame you, Salty.
Although, I think, Salty, you are assuming that we don't have tech issues when you don't catch a live show. That's not necessarily the case. But yeah, we're going to blame you for the time being.
Oh my days, that aircon is so good. Of all the stupid things I've ever bought, this is my favourite.
Can I just weigh in for a second here and say, I told you so?
Yeah.
Months, literally months, you've been complaining about the heat. And for months, I've been saying... Well, actually, for months I was saying open the window, but then you did and it still didn't work.
No.
Not enough, anyway.
I like the way Bronwyn is split perfectly between two. Oh my gosh, I'm so special.
What? What have you done?
Trying to reshape one of the windows so it was the right size, and I was holding Alt on my laptop and then controlling the mouse on my PC.
Excellent. Good work.
Yeah.
This is the peril of multiple machines.
Indeed, indeed. How are you, Salty? Are you enjoying the temperature? Oh, you've relocated.
I've relocated. I've restarted. I've done everything I can.
Everything you can think of that starts with the word re.
Re.
Right, I've turned my aircon off again now. Oh man, that was lovely. you can crash a few more times and I'll just turn aircon on to...
I don't know, because the internet is fine. It's not an internet thing, which is what I normally assume it is. The internet is fine. It is just Zoom, but hopefully I've restarted the computer.
You're not using you're using the desktop app rather than the browser.
Yeah, the desktop app.
I know the browser can be a bit painful. Anyway. So
let's hope.
So
deciding that you guys need to have a chat about what's just happened, you commando crawl away across the rocks and on the side of this mountain, get a bit of distance so you can talk, thinking you'll be out of earshot.
As they go, Elian will catch the eye of the bird that is red and just kind of jerk his head slightly to invite her down to join them. He actually has no problem picking out red out of the entire collection of ravens and crows. It's like he has some experience telling one from the other.
Nice. Yep. What do you do, Red? Do you go down?
Yep. Red will flutter down, yeah.
So
to fly down in the night sky.
So I think we know now who our ally will be. Because it was the card said we would find an ally, yes? And it seems we now have an advocate in Sir Godfrey Gwillem, but we have to resolve this issue with the skull before we just have to.
And all signs point to that being at Ravenloft.
I mean, Jakul has a spell that will find objects. It's not. It won't cover the whole of the castle, but if we can get in, it might be enough to point us in the right direction. I don't want to go there, but I don't see that we have an option. We can't just leave these things. They will chase us.
Yeah. You're right.
Red, Hunter was... I mean, he was mostly talking about the ally, I think, and we know who that is now, but he was also convinced there was something that we should look at the rest of the building. Are you willing to take another look at some of the rooms we haven't been in? Just quickly. I mean, the most important thing is your safety. And if you're not willing to do that, then that's absolutely fine. But I know if he was here, he would ask.
Red will show the image to Elian of a very, very small crow being caught by lots of revenants.
I appreciate it's a risk. So if you're not comfortable, then don't. We'll assume that we have the key pieces of information from here that the card reading was pointing us here for. If you'd rather, we can travel away now.
She will show the image of finding shelter because of the cold wind. She'll show the image of Willem, the golden dragon, the many, many revenants and spiders there are, and sort of the feeling of, not disappointment, but the feeling of we've seen what we need to see.
We're not going to help anymore here, I don't think.
I agree. So the question is, what do we do now? We're a fair way from any kind of shelter.
So we make for Vallaki, I guess. That's where the others have gone.
Yes. Through the woods at night.
I'm fine with woods at night.
Red will also nod.
Don't be fine with these woods at night, Bronwyn. I know you are the general of a well-trained band of monster hunters, but this is Barovia and it is different. Let's keep to the road and make what time we can, and just hope.
Is the road a much longer path?
Yes, but it's much safer. We essentially have three choices from here. We can go back along the road that we came and then make for Vallaki, which is essentially a sideways U-loop. We could go through the woods to get back to the road, just draw a straight line, and it would be very short geographically, but it would mean going through the forest at nighttime. Or we could try and descend the cliffs and pick up the Berez road and head for Vallaki that way. And that would also be quicker, but would involve climbing down some cliffs.
Do we know which direction the others took of those three options?
No.
They went north down the path a little bit and then across where the forest is. Or that's where they said they were going to go.
They were going through the forest. I appreciate that you think the forest, or you say that the forest is dangerous, and I'm sure it is. But my knowledge of Barovia so far is that everywhere is dangerous, and therefore surely the shortest route would be best.
Not all dangers are created equal. But
Red will clip her beak impatiently, very aware that there are still revenants around.
What's your opinion about our route, Red?
She'll show the forest because she too is fairly comfortable in forests, but will show a preference to the path, because even though they'll be a bit more exposed, it's at least slightly safer.
That's fine. 2-1 for the path, then we take the path.
What's everyone's passive perception, please?
16.
Also 16.
13.
But you're up high still, aren't you, Red?
No, I've flown down.
Oh, you flow down. Sorry, yes. Both Bronwyn and Elian, you would be aware that someone is approaching on the road. The sounds of a cart.
A cart.
It's coming.
Bronwyn's reaction will be to hide.
Is it coming towards us?
Up the road.
Red will fly up.
Yep.
To get a better look.
Bronwyn will just, I'm assuming there's like some shrubbery or a tree line or something that she can just sort of slip into.
The heat has been well and truly drained out of you now. Your fingers are numb, your feet are numb, your lips are blue.
Elian looks around and discovers that Red has flown off and Bronwyn is nowhere to be found, and decides that a bush is a good place to be right now, as long as that will give him sight of what's coming.
You can see a cart pulled by a single horse. It looks like one of the Vistani horse, the sort of bigger Shire horses, is making its way up.
Can we make out who's driving the cart?
Not from this range. It looks human, cloaked. It's probably all you can pick out.
Is it gonna come closer to our hiding place?
No. If it stays on the road, it will make its way round and then go to almost the south of the sort of west-hand side is the main entrance. It will make its way around there.
Once again, curiosity. Elian is going to quietly make his way to closer to the road and to the cart.
I mean, have a stealth roll. Bronwyn, what are you doing?
I think she'd do the same, to be honest.
A stealth roll, please.
Yeah.
22.
28.
Wow.
I do one thing and I do it good.
Wow.
I do 17 million things at a variety of levels, but none of them as good as that.
I can get higher.
As you sneak closer, cloaked figure, it's hard to say. You would think maybe one of the Vistani, but you couldn't say 100%. And they seem to have a coffin on the back of their cart. It's a smaller cart. It's not one of their big, like, wagons that they live out of. It's a smaller cart. And you can hear he seems to be laughing, whoever is in charge of it now. And as they get closer to the front where the statue is, you see the cart spin round and stones kicked up behind it. It's moving at quite a pace. And then with a kick, coffin falls off the back and scrapes along. And then the cart starts making its way out.
If the cart driver isn't going to be looking or isn't in a position to notice, Elian's going to use Mage Hand to open the coffin as it kind of bounces on the floor, like it just sort of happens to fly open.
How much can it open? So £5?
I think so. That's my recollection.
£10.
There you go.
It'd take you a little bit of prying to open it. It won't be like an instant.
As long as it still seems relatively natural.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
You
He likes knowing things.
Invoke Mage Hand and open the coffin up.
Bard Hand.
Bard Hand.
It's like Mage Hand, but it has more style.
Can you give me a concentration check, please?
Probably not, but I'll give it a shot. Ooh, natural 20.
What is this? What is this?
That is about the only way I have of passing a concentration check.
What are you at? +0?
Yeah.
Nice. As you focus and you summon the hand out of the mist at night, the hand is much more skeletal than mage.
Bard.
As the flesh just melts off it as you start to pry open expertly, somehow annoyingly, the top of the coffin.
What is it?
Second. And as the lid comes open, there were a couple of nails in there, but not firmly. 2 bats flutter their way out and spin around in the air and disappear into the night.
Great.
Elian sees bats, immediately panics and hides.
So the cart has literally dropped this off and then just headed back the way it's come. Is that right?
Yeah.
How fast is it moving?
Reasonably quick. He's not messing around.
Is the question you are asking, can we
hitch a
ambush the
lift?
cart?
Oh, I was thinking, can we hitch a lift because don't the Vistani live all around by Valaki?
Yeah.
Red, whereabouts are you in all of this?
He's flown up and is sort of fluttering where above the cart.
You can see that there is something else in the coffin.
Oh. She'll drop down a little bit further.
Hands across her chest. Darkish hair. Beautiful, but not classically beautiful. A look that says this is not the way she has always looked. You know when you kind of... You see someone who does themselves up all the time and you think, I bet you look like this all the time.
Yeah.
She does not have that look. She is done up and looks nice, but her face almost doesn't fit it. There's a strength to her.
Yeah.
You can see her hands across her chest as she wears a wedding dress. A gown of white silks. Beautifully made. She just lies there deadly still.
Hmm.
Definitely dead then. I hope. So has the coffin fallen off, or he threw it off?
Threw it off, like pushed it off the back in front of here as he went past.
Huh. Red is going to go and perch on the cart.
Yeah, fly down to the cart.
Yeah. You said he was laughing.
Like a madman.
Yeah.
But not just that. Similar to how the Joker laughs. That just insanity to it.
Mm.
As the car is tearing at breakneck speeds in the dark along a mountain path.
Maybe we don't want to hitch a lift. No. If it's going that fast and we've been distracted by the coffin, I think that ship has sailed anyway.
Yeah, Red will think better and flutter off the cart.
Yeah, he did cover quite a lot of distance.
If he's just there laughing manically.
I think it would be safer to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, Bronwyn's still kind of watching from a distance, so I guess she doesn't know what's in this coffin. I guess she saw the bats, but not the woman.
You do?
She says she'll wait for Red. Has she seen Red go off on the cart? Is that
Probably
quite
not.
obvious? Yeah, no.
Yeah, Red will flutter back to... Well, no, she won't be able to see Bronwyn or...
Probably not. They're both sneaking along.
We've all hidden ourselves from each other. Good work,
team. In which case, Red will find somewhere to perch and wait.
Yep.
Yeah. She'll find somewhere to perch and will wait for... She'll assume that one of them will spot her at one point.
Okay.
Bronwyn is...
will stealthily make his way away from the coffin that had bats in.
Yep.
Because there is no good scenario that involves bats, as far as he is concerned. So he'll make his way some distance away and then sort of pop his head up cautiously and look about for Red, and you never know, he might be able to spot Bronwyn, but more likely she will spot him looking for her.
Yeah.
So he'll take a look around and see if he can catch a glimpse of either of the other members of his party.
Bronwyn would step out, show herself when she saw that Elian was looking for her. What was in the coffin?
Red will swoop down onto Bronwyn's shoulder and will show the image of the dead woman.
Wonderful.
I thought it was just bats.
Before long, as you got to a safe distance around the north, you can see this statue with the dragon on it facing the main doors. The main doors are opened. You see 3 of the revenants making their way out towards the coffin.
Where'd she go?
She's gone again.
As they make their way towards it, swords drawn, you can see the ancient rust on them and chips out of their blades. There are some lights out here and lanterns. As they get closer to the coffin.
Georgia, did Red show Elian the picture?
She would have shown both, but it obviously takes a bit of time to do one than the other.
Adam, she's not familiar at all, is she, to any of us?
I'll give you a roll in a minute.
All right.
Sitting up from the coffin now, in one fluid moment. But she doesn't stop at where her waist should stop with her sitting up. So as she's lying down, you think she's sitting up, but she's doing the full feet just stay still, and her whole body rises up and she steps out.
Oh, good. That's not terrifying at all.
Good.
Her hair falls down around her, the dark black curls to it. She's got a strong face, you can see now, as the silken gown. It's definitely not normally something someone with a frame like this should wear. She is beautiful, but she is not petite. She is Xena warrior princess style beautiful. There is a power and a deep strength to her frame. It is not a, I want to look after you, you're beautiful. It is, you are strong and beautiful.
Okay.
As she looks to them. I have a message from the Lord of these lands. Where is Vladimir? Just you hear some of the revenants grunt at her. Say your message and be gone. Tis a message for your leader. Where is Vladimir? Red. Give me a perception, maybe? Investigation? Insight? Insight.
Okay, I think I went through several different
all
ones.
the skills.
Terrible.
Insightful. So this is on your skills, not the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Johnny Saxophone. What did you get?
5.
I love a bit of pen. Not great. There's something familiar about her, but you can't put your finger on it.
Elian is going to study her features quite intently so he could replicate them later.
Okay. The best PC. From chat.
Not anymore.
Again, the revenants say your message and be gone from here.
Please just say your message.
I was instructed my message was for him and his ears alone. Where is he? He'll be back. 24 hours. One night. Say your message or be gone. Swords are drawn now and pointed towards as you see the 3 revenants come into some kind of a fighting line against her. A tut. She looks to her left and to her right. There seems to almost be a moment of confusion there. As you follow her eye line and she looks towards the mountains to the west and up them. Higher up the mountain, and her eyes stay there for a second. And then with a shot of lightning light in the sky, you can see silhouetted on the top of the mountain range near you a cloaked figure. The cloak moving unnaturally in the wind out behind him.
Good.
He must be best part of a kilometre away still. And just the image locked in your mind's eye for a second, as then it turns to darkness. She looks back. Who killed him? Say your message and be gone. Well, you have spoiled all of my fun. She walks, her hips swaying. You can tell it's a forced walk, a forced sexiness that does not fit her frame at all. Trying to step over her feet from left to right, swaying her hips and her head. She carelessly throws her shoulder to the side, and her long dark hair just rolls off this wedding dress and down her back. Fine. Vladimir is invited to a wedding. We'll be in Ravenloft. Strahd, ruler of these lands, has found love once more. You can see she grits her teeth slightly. And there will be a great wedding. And he should be there. All of you should be there. And with that, she slowly starts to walk off.
She's just walking off, but down the path. Okay.
Down the path.
Oh boy.
As she's going, one of the revenants, the one who you heard shouting at Gwillem, calling him a traitor, probably one of the lieutenants you would think read, shouts something into the night at her. Fuck you, Jotel! Fuck you and your kind.
Jotel.
Can I make a history check, please?
You can indeed. Red.
Yeah.
You can make a insight check.
Insight. So if it's better this time.
10.
It's not that much better. It's 8.
Is that a 1?
Yes.
Can I use my hunter's sense to work out what she is?
Yes.
Choose a creature that you can see within 60 foot. You immediately learn whether it has
How often can you use
distances. Twice per long rest. I've got 1 use left. And what they are is the key bit of that.
Okay. So
If they're not hidden from divination magic, just in case.
she's not.
No.
Her class or monster is a vampire spellcaster.
That sounds like a lot of things I want to hear in the same sentence. Hate vampires, hate spellcasters, hate when they combine.
They're like vampires on steroids. They're very powerful vampires.
Cool.
They're stronger than vampires, and they have magic.
Would my sense be that trying to do anything to her with the full party not present would be a very stupid idea?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
you can probably most definitely assume that.
Assume that, yeah. Boss level.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Not doing that one.
Bronwyn will let her walk off. So it pains her to not attack something clearly so horrendous. She does have common sense and doesn't see the benefit in them all dying. So she'll
just have a go. You can take her.
They'll let it go.
They'll think it's the revenants. It'll be fine.
She's going to.
All three of us are together now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Red will sort of flutter off towards the path and crow back at them as sort of there's no point staying here. Let's go.
Which direction did Yotl go?
North.
No, the same way we're about to go.
The one path, yeah. She just seemed to be slowly walking along it.
Cool.
So Elian will stay still and gesture for Red to come back. And then
Red will show the image of the forest.
If she gets wind of us, we are dead. We
Is that what you
cannot
say?
take. Yeah.
I think there is there is some middle ground in which we run away if that happens, but I'm definitely of the opinion that we should avoid her as much as possible.
Can you give me a stealth, everyone?
Everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
I mean, I have done for the past couple of checks, so odds are not good.
That would be a crit, which is 32.
Great. Might that compensate for my natural?
I'm going to re-roll my one.
Why do I surround myself with these people?
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll mine.
Mine didn't roll. That's Red. Okay.
No,
you
yours
got
is
a
above.
7.
You both crit failed.
You got a 7. We both crit failed, but I re-rolled
and
mine.
One crit,
okay,
2 crit
good.
fails.
Good.
You're
Cool.
clearly shaken, Elian.
Yep. Bride of Strahd, right there.
So whereabouts are you guys at the moment?
I mean, Bronwyn got a 32. She has turned herself into a tree. She is a tree, just stood there.
Be the leaf.
Elian has found the least dense piece of foliage that also happens to be catching as much ambient light as possible.
You've got one little leaf in front of your nose.
Like,
I am hidden.
If I can't see them, they can't see me.
It is blisteringly cold as well. You can hear your teeth chatter.
It's all part of my cunning disguise.
And you went over towards the road a little bit with Red, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, Red flew over to the road and tried to get them to come with her, but they stayed put.
Because road equal vampire.
What do you do?
I mean, Bronwyn has just said that we will die if she picks up that we're following her.
And then Bronwyn immediately vanished. And Elliot's like...
Who said that?
Red is probably perched in a tree.
Yeah, you feel you're relatively well hidden. Although there are no leaves to it, you think you're all well hidden.
It's dark enough.
Yeah.
She will call crow to the others.
Yep, you guys get crowed from towards the road.
Well, a tree on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
If you know Barovia better than I do, Elian, and if you are...
I mean,
if you are that
Please
convinced that going into the forest is as bad or worse than that thing...
Nope. Forest is better.
I say we go through the forest.
Okay.
Red and I know how to handle ourselves in a forest. We'll put you in the middle. We'll see it through.
Yep. Okay. I can't see in the dark.
Hold on to me. I don't know.
Hold hands. Do you have your exit buddy?
We'll tie a rope around us.
I mean, you joke, but that would leave both our hands free for any form of combat.
Or we can just play Marco Polo the entire way there.
Yes, but you will vanish and I will not be able to hear you. And I will end up playing Marco Polo with literally everything in those woods. So, okay, I will just put my hand on your belt and then we will go.
I think I would prefer that to tying us together, because if we suddenly have to move at speed...
It will be much harder for you to abandon me to my fate while you run for safety. Yes, I hear what you're saying.
I didn't say that, but if that's the message you want to take from it, then...
Okay, let's go.
We're going to the wood.
Yay! Delighted crows.
Excellent. Elian, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
That is a 16.
You got any bonuses against being charmed?
Well, I did have Constance, but then she left.
So is that a no?
No, I have no bonuses against being charmed.
You feel the brush of something warm pushing the hair back over your ear. And then the whisper on the wind, but it's a voice you trust.
Is there anything behind me?
No, not that you can see. It's a lady's voice, a voice you recently just heard. Walk the road with me.
I will...
A trusted voice.
Do I know that that's the voice of the vampire?
Yes, yeah.
In which case, I will put my mouth quite close to Bronwyn's ear, and I'll say, I think we're actually okay to take the road.
Bronwyn will give Elian a very odd look. We go through the forest, we've decided.
I know, but
The plan is made, Elian.
yes, but she's asking me to walk the road with her.
I would strongly advise against her counsel.
Can everyone give me a constitution save unless they have some kind of endurance against the cold? As you've been outside for a while and the wind is now...
I'd say it is cold AF.
I mean,
Those
those
I
of us
mention how
in-
cold it is. It's really cold, guys.
those
Icy
of us,
cold.
those of us in humanoid form are still wearing cold weather gear.
You can have advantage.
Thank you.
I got a 19. I'm fluffy and feathery and happy.
Yeah.
14
It's all
advantage.
fluffed
16. That was much better than the 4.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're feeling the cold and it's uncomfortable, but yeah, you can survive. What do you do? As Bronwyn says, we've decided on the forest. You hear a howl of wolves, followed by another and another coming from the woods.
I think that tips the balance back. We can't take on a pack ourselves, not 3 of us.
Bronwyn will, as subtly as she can, because it's a touch spell, put protection from evil and good on Elian.
Ooh, that gives him a save against it, doesn't it?
The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed when it's got that on it.
Nice.
Just, she wants to be sure that it's his counsel rather than anybody else's.
Yeah, you invoke this protection on him. Red, you feel the protection on you fade.
Yeah.
And Elian. Yeah, you would be aware that you have been charmed.
I've done that 3 times somehow, but yeah.
Elian, you would be aware that you have been charmed.
Okay, so new problem. Ignore everything I just said, and let's.
I thought they should.
Yep, which means that Elian is kind of looking about at this point in a nervous fashion.
Bronwyn is just going to take the lead and head off towards the forest.
Yeah. The little crow red will flutter alongside.
Elian turns back round from looking about him in a nervous fashion and is like,
Wait!
Probably went that way.
So, which way are you going? North and through the thin forest, or through the main forest?
The thin forest would be.
I think that's a fair
sensible
compromise. Yeah.
So you do have to kind of go the way that she was walking.
But only a little way, right?
Yeah, a little way. No way. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
Sure, it'll be good.
That's the plan.
She will. Bronwyn will be being very careful at the front in keeping a healthy distance.
Safe distance?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From vampy sorcerers.
More focused on staying safe rather than making really rapid progress.
Yeah.
Red, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes, I can. Wisdom. 17.
Nice. You feel someone casting magic on you.
Oh, God's sake.
But with your shake of your head, you're able to push through it. You're not sure what, though, or where it came from.
She'll keep flying, maybe pick up the pace slightly.
You start moving faster. Is anyone actively looking out? Or are you looking for the direction you're going? Or
Bronwyn's at the front and she would be focusing on that vampire sort of.
Red is slightly higher up, so she'll also be looking out.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's looking
give me a
out,
perception,
but
please.
forward, I guess, yeah.
Sorry, was that everybody?
If you're actively, like, all frantically just looking around for her, I guess.
Yep.
17.
13.
Nice.
18.
Nice. D20.
Why?
Okay. As you're walking along, you're sure, just in the mist to the north along the road, that all three of you have seen her. You can just see the mists moving awkwardly, as it always just seems out of eyeshot. And as you're making your way round, it's quite a large rock, which at some point tumbled down the mountainside. As the road starts to now veer down in the forests to the left and the right of you, just before that, you can see this large rock. You start sort of sticking to it and then start making your way round. And Red, from your vantage point, you can see one moment the rock is empty. And then like that, there is a lady in a white dress just sat on it, looking over the side.
She'll dive down to the others and give a warning call.
Cool. What you say is what you say. Who are we looking out for? Is it those revenants? You are right to fear them.
Yes, we have clashed with them previously.
She kind of fixes eyes with you for a second, and this half smile comes to her face. Oh, really? Is that what happened to old Hornguard?
Out of the sake of politeness, we must demur from sharing details of such unpleasantness.
Then perhaps we can make a deal. You answer one of my questions, and I will answer one of yours.
What is your question?
I'll start with an easy one, and I'll let you go first. And there is your first question. And mine is, what happened to old Hornguard?
Nothing permanent.
Of course. Now you can ask me something. Come.
What's your personal story? What's your history? Where do you come from?
Oh, that is a big question.
Well, I wasn't aware there was a size restriction. Everyone likes talking about themselves, right?
Oh, it is more of a tragedy. But now, a true romance. Now it is my question. Will you come to the wedding?
Yes.
Good.
What are your intentions towards us?
Well, you've already asked me one.
We've just answered a question of yours.
It
can't be your turn.
What of you, little bird? Is there something you want to ask me? Anything?
She'll ruffle her feathers and ask telepathically, what do you want from us?
A distraction. Something fun. Do you like fun?
I enjoy
her beak.
We enjoy many varied types of fun.
She
Just not all types of fun.
Slides from the rock, and you can tell that gravity doesn't seem to work around her how it should. She doesn't fall to the earth as fast as she should do, but ultimately land on the floor next to you she does.
What's your full name?
Ah, now you ask a clever question.
I get there in the end.
My name is old as the mountains, some would say. And the mountains, it is well known, are older than even Barovia. My name is Johto. And I have my father's name. Jotul Bloodborne. My people were here even before yours. Now it is my question, correct?
True. But wasn't that a question that you just asked?
No, a statement.
Oh, okay.
But that was a question from you.
Oh, yes, but it's your turn, not mine.
True. We shall let that pass.
We shall.
What do you think of Strahd's new bride? Be honest. You can tell the voice she's putting on is forced. The look, the way she's trying to act is forced. This kind of delicate little beautiful creature is most definitely not who she or what is.
I think that she does not have a good grasp on what is good for her.
The others, what do you think? Little bird.
Another question? No.
That was definitely a question.
Well, I'm just tired of you answering all.
She is still telepathic. She's naive. Whether that is something Strahd finds attractive in a mate or not remains to be seen.
So, ask me your last question and then must go our separate ways.
Red will telepathically communicate with Elian and say, it could be a terrible question, but will she help us get to Vallaki?
She is literally the most terrifying thing in these woods right now. And
Elian, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
God's sake.
You've got advantage on it. Because of protection from evils.
21, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Bronwyn.
Are you not cold? Would you like me to warm you up? So you can think of something to ask me? Come. Step close. She puts her arm up towards you.
Towards who?
You.
Oh, I have this cold weather gear, but thank you.
Bronwyn's hand, when she does that, will kind of just very slightly, like she is ready to grab Elian if there's any sign that he's ensorcelled.
Elian kind of bustles about a bit, resettling the cold weather gear and drawing it close around him, and as part of all that movement somehow ends up like a good couple of steps further away from her.
Okay.
Red will ask her a question telepathically. What are your opinions on Strahd's upcoming wedding and his new bride? Tell the truth.
Not all women are born equal, as are not all partners. And time will tell if she has what it takes. Well, it was so very nice to catch up briefly.
Yes, it was certainly a real experience meeting you.
A real shame we could not get to know each other better.
I'm sure we'll see each other again at the reception.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Mm-hmm.
For now, I've been asked not to interfere. But that will change at some point.
On that, we are very much agreed.
I'm looking forward to that conversation a great deal. Well, enjoy your time in Barovia.
I live here.
And I look forward to seeing you at the wedding.
I presume you're not going to wear white.
No, all of Strahd's wives will wear white.
Hmm.
She slowly turns from you. As she turns her back from the dress, you can see the muscles across her back. She has the frame of a trained warrior-ess. She is big, strong, dexterous. She walks agilely away from you along the path.
Elian promptly sits down on the floor and starts shaking quite a lot.
Is there anybody you don't talk to, Elian?
What was the alternative?
I found stoic silence worked quite well there.
Red will start hopping around, sort of trying to get the others to start walking, or we'll freeze to death.
Yep. Just give me a moment till my legs start working again.
They'll get worse if you don't stand up.
Mm-hmm.
She'll peck at his trouser leg.
I'm going to offer him a hand up.
He'll take it and haul himself to his feet. He's very light.
He's very strong.
Yep. I wasn't sure what she would do if we gave her no entertainment at all.
Well, it seems you did the right thing.
Mm.
Years of training have taught me that the second the word deal comes up, you don't say a word.
It's a point of view that I'm not unsympathetic to. But yes, circumstances being what they were. I'm assuming they're walking as they're talking now.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yes.
Her surname.
Yes.
Do I know it? I genuinely can't remember if I know it or not.
Bloodborne.
Yeah. I think I've made a history check on it before.
Yes, I think you have.
Red,
you have definitely heard it once you have some time to think about it. You've got a reasonable idea who you think she might be.
Yeah.
Or whose daughter she might be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, got it. Oh. Got it. Ka-ching. Got it. Yeah. Little birdie is going to just suddenly go like a faltered flight pattern, and then she's going to perch on Bronwyn's shoulder. Is going to show this to Elian first because Elian has been explained this before, and is going to show Carvan how she has described him before, and the daughter that he wanted them to save by killing her, and she'll replace the daughter with her.
Yep, that was Carvan's daughter. Have we caught you up about Carvan?
I'm sure at some point the story would have been. I don't think we've.
Red will quickly sort of go over it again. Yeah. She had the vision of Carvan that he explained to her about his people, the mountain folk, the blood, how she got the blood spear, that he was there when her and Gabriel got caught in the in-between, and that he asked them to go and free his daughter.
And we can and we should and we will, but we are not strong enough.
Not
at half numbers. No.
Ugh, that felt unpleasant.
Well done, Elian, for engaging.
Thank you for your spell. Let's leave before it wears off.
Yeah, let's get a shuffle on. That would not be how Bronwyn would put it.
Get a shuffle on.
It's all that martial training. Let's get a shuffle on.
Are we travelling through the night or
No, through the forest?
Try?
Can everyone give me a perception, please?
16.
16.
9.
No pressure, Red. Oh.
What you say is what you say. You hear a voice from behind you that you had no idea was there, and sat back on top of the rock is a woman in a white wedding dress.
A different one?
The same one?
The same one.
Oh.
So, he did help you. You met him.
Red will nod and click her beak.
I saved my people. He tried to doom us all. Come to the mountain. See for yourself. I have some time. I can be there.
Which mountain?
She
Mount
looks
Baratok?
The
over
mountain
to the
that we were
north.
going to go to.
The big mother mountain behind Ravenloft.
Yeah.
We had plans in that direction.
Strahd rarely looks up there. So we can talk properly. You did say you were looking forward to it. So now, come. I'll see you there. You will tell me what you know of him. Where he hides. I'll prepare for your visit. Don't be long. This time as she goes to slide off the rock, instead of falling to the floor, she just levitates there and then flies across through the air towards the north.
Did we see her leave the first time, or did she just sort of disappear?
She walked along the path to the north.
North, okay. Right. Bronwyn is going to pointedly sort of put her finger on her lips and look at Elian and look at
Elian,
the bird Red.
Your money would be some clever illusionary magic mixed with invisibility.
Elian will pick up a pebble and just sling it through the space just above the rock.
Yeah, it seems to travel across it.
I am going to... Oh, bum. I don't have enough spell slots.
I mean, if you can fly, why travel by cart? I mean, I don't know about you, but if I could magically fly, I would just fly everywhere. It has the advantage that you get to do it clothed.
We need to keep moving.
Can't.
Bronwyn is just wordlessly going to keep moving on.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've lost so many smocks in my time, I tell you.
Elian, come on.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And she's going to give it a good, hefty few minutes walk before she lets anyone start talking.
I wonder if you dispelled that. Would that be a plummeting situation? Or
Red will dive down and pull on a bit of Elian's hair every time he tries to talk.
So it mostly turns into the beginning of sentences followed by annoyed, pained noises. Get off me, birds.
What do you do?
Once they've
Red
been
will
moving for a few
mimic
minutes.
the sound of a shush.
What is it with everybody shushing me?
Because clearly she hadn't left when we thought she had, and I wanted to get a bit of distance from that rock before we started openly talking, so we hopefully don't have a repeat of what just happened.
Well, that's why I wasn't talking about anything significant. It's not like she needs the help to track us. Or me.
Tricksy mages are tricksy.
I have a non-detection spell, but I don't have enough slots to do it 3 times over, and it only works on one person at a time.
And also, that would only block divination magic anyway.
Oh yeah, she can still follow us invisibly.
Yeah.
It might have helped with the sensing.
We press on.
Yep.
You push through the woodlands.
Yeah, the narrow
Cutting
strip.
across.
Yep.
You would instantly, with your perceptions, feel eyes from the woods watching you. There is something in the wood waiting. You get the distinct impression it is wolf-like.
Elian puts an arrow on the string.
Yep.
You keep going forwards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bronwyn will lead the way as stealthy as she can to try and give themselves as much time as possible.
Movement. Bronwyn, are you still a little bird, Red?
Yeah.
All 3 of you would feel movement within the forest, but Bronwyn and Elian, you think there's 4 wolf-like creatures in the woodlands, definitely waiting and watching for.
Can you steer us round them, Bronwyn?
I can try my best. Let's
give me a survival.
Survival?
Please.
That would be a 24.
Nice.
Yeah. You think you've got a good bead on where these are.
I'm a wood elf ranger.
You think there might actually be 5. And one of them trying to direct the others cut you off. They're not on top of you yet. Constance and Hunter are at a LARP site preparing, and Jakul, the giant loser, is on his 1-year anniversary in Milan, up a mountain, getting drunk probably.
Yeah.
Loser. You'd be aware that they can move quicker than you, but at the moment you've given them the old heave-ho and managed to sneak around them a bit. But if they catch your scent again, which they probably will be able to, you think that they'll be able to catch up with you, basically. What do you do?
can Bronwyn try the age-old, pick up something noisy and chuck it in the opposite direction to try and
throw them off your trail a bit?
Yeah.
Elian's not that light.
Red, you want to do anything?
Not really. She's going to keep going.
Happy being well, you're just
Red's
oh no,
fine.
some wolves. Well, you guys down there, you have fun.
Well, she's going to try and move so she's behind them.
Behind Bronwyn or behind the wolves?
Behind the wolves. So they're coming towards us.
You think you've seen Bronwyn as you got towards the forest. They weren't exactly sure where you were, and Bronwyn's kind of taking you a slightly odd route to try and shake them. And seems to be doing pretty well so far, but you would definitely be aware there is maybe 4 or 5 wolves out in this woodlands hunting for you.
Are they relatively close at the moment?
Hard to say. You just got that feeling you've seen some stuff move that shouldn't, and then it disappears back into the mist.
And have those guys stopped, or are you still going?
You would see Bronwyn pick up something, look into the far distance, and is trying to make a sound away from where they are.
The sound, yeah.
Oh, right. Red will slow slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to prepare to have to drop down and change form in case the wolves get close.
Brilliant. Are you guys on the floor trying to be sneaky, or are you going quick?
Sneak. Look, sneak.
Bronwyn, you are aware that you can travel a lot faster, even in stealth, than Elian can. You could probably outrun them.
Yeah.
Elian, probably not.
That's why she's trying to be stealthy, because she's got other people to. If she was on her own, I know exactly what she'd do, but it would leave Elian literally for the wolves. So,
Elian marks where Bronwyn threw what was it? Was a stone or something?
Yeah, stone, pebble, whatever she could find on the floor.
And he uses minor illusion to create the sound of somebody stepping on a dry twig over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sneaks in the other direction.
Red,
Yeah.
From your vantage point, sitting back a little bit and not being hunted, you can see there's definitely 5. They look like dire wolves. So this is a hunt that goes on. This isn't seconds. This is a couple of minutes passing as they're kind of cat and mouse trying to find out where you are.
Troubling them.
Yeah. But you see them drawn to the side, and it's definitely brought either a way out if they were quick, or brought them some time.
Yeah.
You do
Red
anything?
will watch
Can
for
you
what
pass?
they're...
Is Red able to share with us that
She'll be able to
path?
dive down. Yeah, she'll dive down and show that the wolves have veered off.
So there's a path through them, but you're going to have to go for it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Now.
So Bronwyn will lead the way along that path, and then basically drop back so that Red is now guiding Elian and she's at the back.
Yeah.
Because she wants to set a snare behind them.
Oh.
Magical or normal?
A magical one, please.
Right. Elian, can you give me a stealth?
Yeah.
Please. I think Red as a little bird, they're not going to notice too greatly.
26.
Crit.
Nice.
I am sneaky.
26 is a crit for Elian.
Yeah, natural 20.
Very nice. Yeah. You make the most of it and sneak off through the trees and through the forests as fast as you can. Red, who do you go with, Elian or Bronwyn?
Stick with Elian because Bronwyn's very clearly doing something.
He's moving.
Plus she's fast.
Silently and well. Bronwyn, you get your snare up.
Yeah.
Invoke the magic.
I've put the thing in D20, but Yeah, it's a 5-foot radius.
Yep.
Intelligence check, and it snares them.
So they can't move? AoE or just one person?
Your spell, 5-foot radius on the ground. The trap is nearly invisible. Intelligence check, investigation. Triggers when a creature moves onto the ground or the floor in the radius. It's a dex save, or they're magically hoisted into the air, hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground. And it's a dex save to get out of that. I think it must be just one creature from the way it's worded.
Alien, yes.
Yeah.
You move quickly and effortlessly through the woods. It is easy to get turned around in here. Can you give me a survival, Elian?
Sure.
With disadvantage in the dark. Sneaking through a woodlands by yourself.
You got a bird.
Well, he doesn't really. There's a bird following him, but...
12.
That's all right.
Red, you would see that he's doing okay. He's going roughly the right direction, but he's not... We're doing it. An Elian and a Bronwyn emote. And I have to get some more done for sure. But he's definitely getting turned around a little bit. Anyone want to do anything? You've got your trap up, Bronwyn.
Yeah.
Elian, you're sneaking along well in the direction you've been pointed, but as you kind of sneak around trees and stuff like that, you're definitely getting turned around a bit.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to keep... I'm going to keep going because obviously I'm doing my best to go in the direction I want to go in.
Yeah.
That's going to vary a bit. And if it goes wildly wrong, I assume at some point Bronwyn will frighten the living daylights out of me by appearing next to me and pointing me in the right direction. So I'm just going to keep going.
The trap takes a minute, so once she's done that, she will speed stealth back to
after him,
become the leader of the little path again.
Let me do my dexterity save.
Hilarious. Eight hours.
Dex 14.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just hanging there for 8 hours.
I mean, admittedly, during those 8 hours, it saves at the end of each of its goes. But I just like the idea that it's just sort of dangling there for 8 hours. Like, I'm a direwolf. This is really embarrassing.
You hear the howl from one of the wolves within a couple of minutes. And other howls echo from around. But you hear them moving not towards you, towards the first one that howled.
Is it a kind of a panicked yelpy howl?
It is more of a panic yelpy, which has brought you some more time.
Down in the forest.
What do you do?
Very quietly chuckle in a satisfied fashion.
I guess Bronwyn's got back to Elian by this point, so she's just going to lead the way.
He's sneaky, but you're better at tracking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you meet up. And you're able to... He's not done a bad job. And you can see Red near him. Want to Red the crocodile. And you find yourself cut across reasonably well. And you're now on the Slavic Road.
Yay.
Hey. When they emerge from the forest, if people look, like... This is probably the happiest you've ever seen Bronwyn. Like that was her daily life before this, and that is what she gets her kicks out of, is exactly stuff like that. Well done.
Well done.
That could have been worse.
5 wolves, easy.
That wolf made a terrible racket. What did you do to it?
Oh, it's hanging upside down. Hopefully for 8 hours.
From the larger hills to the north of you, you can hear more wolves howling. They definitely seem more active tonight than you've seen on other nights. Maybe in part due to the werewolves all being brutally murdered in their homes, one might think.
Maybe these direwolves are getting uppity now. There's no werewolves around. They're now like, oh great, now we're the big dogs.
Literally.
What sort of pace are you setting?
A moderate one.
Moderate.
No one likes exhaustion, Adam. Stop trying to give us exhaustion. No one likes it.
Sure you don't want some?
No.
Right, I don't. Bronwyn quite likes it, but she'll go at the speed of everybody else. Mostly because she has that UA thing, which just gets rid of exhaustion super easy.
The branches now from the woodlands to the south and to the north of you are quite suffocating. They don't quite reach all the way across the road, but you can see them pulling across. You can see the cart tracks down this road from where it has been travelled. A mixture, you would guess, from the Wizard of Wine carts and other carts that take it, from what you've seen. As you push on with a reasonable pace in the night, Bronwyn, you would know you're about 2.5 hours from Valaki.
I think we have to just push on.
Even if they won't open the gate for us, camping next to the gate within sight of the guards is going to be safer by far than just stopping on the roadside.
We don't have Jakul and his tiny hut. That's the only real sleeping in the wilderness spell we... I mean, I could rig up something, I'm sure, but it wouldn't be for the sake of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, we keep walking, I think.
Really strikes me as an odd name, that. I mean, surely you'd go with something like Impressively Impenetrable Bubble or Dome of Safety, but no. The wizard that wrote that spell decided to go with Tiny Hut. It's not even a hut. It's a dome. It's a magical dome. There are so many more impressive things that you could call it other than Tiny Hut. And Elian will continue in that vein for the next 2.5 hours.
Like a rant about this fucking tiny hut.
Yep. Occasionally he veers out of that rant to start coming up with other names for it. But yes,
I often wonder whether people have a finite number of words that they can say in their lifetime. I hope it's not that true for your sake.
Oh no, I've reused so many words. I mean, and, the, if, but. I mean, those I use so frequently.
Bronwyn's going to take point for the rest of the walk.
Red is flying quite high up.
Elian gets satisfied, mischievous dimples and follows her.
Red, as you fly quite high up, you can see Bronwyn moving expertly along the path. Makes you miss sometimes being on 4 legs running next to her. It would be interesting to race against her as a wolf. You can see in the distance Valaki, but then south of Valaki in the forest, you can see a very large campfire at the Vistani camp. You cross the bridge and leave the majority of the howls on the other side of the river. At points, you could feel the wolves were picking your track up again, but moving at a good pace, and between you and Bronwyn, you were able to outrun them.
The 4 of them that aren't hanging from the tree, presumably, for 8 hours.
I love that makes both us and our characters
very
so happy.
Where do you go to? Are you aiming for Valaki or the Vistani camp?
Bronwyn would go for Valaki because I don't think she's actually been to the Vistani camp before.
And
I
Elian... Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
No, I think the last time we went there, it was still Hessia.
Yeah.
I don't think
Last time we
Bronwyn...
went there was when Gabriel and Red ruined their party.
Yeah, and
Let's all go to Valaki.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Hessia tried to set Esmeralda on fire in the woods. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Oh, the memories.
Such memories.
So yeah, it wouldn't even cross Bronwyn's mind that would be an option. She'd just be heading to Valaki.
Yeah, you run to Valaki. You get to the west gate. It looks reasonably well fortified, and as soon as you're within eyeshot, you hear shouts from the gate of who goes there.
Elian and party.
You can see a
It's your
number of
boys.
spikes around Valaki now with wolf heads on,
Ooh, nice.
and the smell of death greets you on the air. How do you feel about that, Red?
The werewolf head, she won't mind so much.
Normal wolf.
But the wolf heads will make her very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She'll revert back to halfling form when they're at the gates, so they can see her. But yeah, she is she's getting a little bit shaky with how angry she gets at like the prize killing, like putting things up on walls and wearing it.
There's 4 guards up here. Crossbows are levelled at you and long pikes as well.
Bronwyn will make sure that she's like stood in whatever light there is so that they can really clearly see and hope that they remember that we're helping them.
My brain's gone blank. What is the name for the leader of the town?
Burgomaster.
The Burgomaster.
Yeah.
Red will shout up.
Baron
Your
Vargas.
Burgomaster will want us to be let in.
You know who we are.
We cannot open the gate. It is still broke.
Great. Would you throw down a
Can
rope
we walk in through the hole in the wall?
It's pretty much been filled in now. There's just rubble upon rubble upon wood, just completely locked.
Could you just toss down a rope?
Yeah, you can hear them tying bits on, and a rope with knots is thrown down to you.
Much appreciated. Yeah, Red will clamber up first. Yep. She's keen to get out of the wilderness.
After you, Bronwyn, I know that you won't want to hang around behind me.
Yep, she'll clamber up. She's a pretty good climber.
With ease, you're up.
Yep.
Elian is not terrible at athletics, actually, so we'll climb the rope, but we'll do so grumbling under his breath about
Give me a rollage.
Not having to have missing his wings. 15.
Nice. Yeah, you all quickly get to the safety of Valaki Wall. Takes a second for them not to point the crossbows. And sound, well, first of all, some light reaches you. That of lightning in the distance to the north, and the thunder follows.
Elian twitches towards it for a moment and stares, and then
as you stare towards the north for a moment, the guards near you. Bad omen. Storm comes from the mountain. As you're looking slightly toward the north, you can see near to one of the peaks another bolt of lightning comes down and strikes near the mountaintop. And Red, you hear a voice within your head. Help me, Red. Help me, Longstrider. And that's where we'll leave it. Slightly odd one.
My best friend is in danger.
I liked it.
That
was fun.
Dangers. Some sneaking past wolves. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought you were just going to beat the crap out of them, but nice.
Sneaky sneak.
Yeah, you got the sneaky half of the party this week.
Yeah.
Very
That's
true.
good.
I saw an opportunity for being a wood elf ranger, doing a wood elf rangery sort of thing, and I took it.
This was like being at Butlins for Bronwyn. He loved it. She's like,
holiday.
This is great. I love it.
What fun activity can we do next?
What fun. A wolf trap, you say? Bally good.
I have just the thing.
Next, breaking into a vampire's castle. Woo!
Yay.
She'll take
Go
it.
up the
It's not as fun.
mountain. Climb that mountain. Climb that mountain.
I mean, Red would definitely want to climb that mountain because her curiosity has been piqued. She wasn't already wanting to go there. Now she's
Mountain
like,
peaked.
Exactly, mountain.
I am positively sure you'll be able to beat her and there will be no consequences to it.
No
at
repercussions.
all.
What? The consequences of my actions?
Have we ever done that's had a consequence? God, it's all
We've
gone so
never
well for us
ever
so far.
once had a consequence to anything that we've done.
Anyone who's in chat, say so now, and we can do a positive or negative for next time.
Give us an F.
Oh, we have an instant F from Moodaran.
So next week we'll probably just continue with everyone.
Yeah.
As far as we're aware, everyone's back, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're in Galaki.
We might do a background video this weekend. Matt, if you want to do some more work on it, I don't know how busy you are. If anyone else wants to join, you're more than welcome.
Depending on what day it is, because we have the kids over tomorrow and Saturday. So I'm going to be exhausted.
Yeah, and how hot it is.
Yeah.
And with how hot it is as well.
Sunday tends to be better for me.
Sunday, yeah, potentially
No, I
Sunday.
don't have kids. They're my partner's children.
Maybe Sunday?
Sunday tends to be better for
possibly,
me. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Sunday probably works.
We're fleshing out some... We're getting there. We did my favourite. And they're amazing. I love them so much. So, Moodaran and Aaron, if you want to give a positive or a negative.
A positive.
Now is
Please,
your
positives.
opportunity. I think next week might be a bit of a scrap, depending on where you go. I think so. If you go up a mountain, might well be a fight.
I was vaguely concerned we were going to have a scrap with a vampire sorcerer.
There were only three of us.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I don't see how we can do anything other than try and get this skull. Because we just have a bunch of revenants hunting us.
Yeah, but that's
So how long is it going to feasibly take them to get up that mountain after us? Again, it's that situation with the snail.
Oh, Moodaran. Exactly. I thought
Yeah, it's like that thing where you have you can have money for the rest of your life, like unlimited money for the rest of your life, but you will have a snail chasing you forever.
Yeah, but
and if it touches you, you die.
You die. But it's a snail.
It's not a snail though. That's the thing.
It's a vampire sorcerer.
Well, actually, it is a snail for everyone apart from you. So Red can comfortably outrun them. I'll turn into a giant eagle and fly somewhere miles away. Bronwyn can outrun them because she's very quick.
As can Hunter.
As can Hunter.
Constance has her mount. What about Jakul?
Well, Jakul's just Jakul. Jakul doesn't need to outrun them.
You'll just smile at them and they'll
smile at them and they'll melt.
Swoon.
Celestial magic. So I'm playing a paladin in another campaign. And I've just got the spell Summon Mount. And I know exactly what I'm getting. At first I was going to go with a horse. I'm getting a giant cat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like a giant Norwegian forest cat.
Yeah.
With a saddle.
Come to me, Mount, if I feel like it. I'm busy.
A good
I'm
cat
pleading
business.
myself.
Paladins are the best. I'm playing a paladin in another campaign.
No,
Yeah, I'm really
you're
enjoying
not.
it.
And
Really
he
Not a
is
paladin.
literally the worst.
He is the worst.
He is the worst. He's an oathbreaker paladin.
Oh no, naughty paladin.
Naughty paladin. So
There's,
he's lawful evil, and I'm playing him as like
Oh.
lawful selfish. So he
Lawful selfish.
pretty much.
I
Yeah.
want this, therefore it's lawful.
It's awful.
One day I will play something that is not a bard, and I imagine it will be a terrible, terrible disappointment.
There's
I
a
love
new campaign that I've been asked to join as well. I probably will only run a few times, but they're doing the Odyssey,
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
and they want us all to play. We're all playing humans, but we're all demigods. We all have a god
Nice.
parent, and I was sat there because obviously, like Greek mythology is my thing, so I'm going through all the different things in my brain, like what could I possibly be, and I came up with the perfect character. And my character's going to be Hera's revenge baby. Zeus has so many kids from other women, so Hera's going to have a revenge baby.
Nice. Do it. So has someone made a note of who's got positives and who's?
Yep. I put it in our chat.
Heck.
I do love that Mudaran is still, Hessia is the best because she still is.
Hessia was a great character.
Imagine if she'd been there today when that woman was like, I'll make a deal with you. We would still be there. They would be telling each other their entire life story. They'd be having a whale of a time together.
I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
she'd have got as far as I'll make a D, and then Hessie would have gone,
I'll
done!
take that.
Done. I'll take it.
Oh my days.
Taps Hessia on the head. This
Question
could
for
fit so many
reflection.
deals
I'll
in it.
tell you everything. You tell me everything. It'll be wonderful.
Can I give
I don't
positives
think
and
you can give
negatives to
positives
Red
and
Wolf?
negatives to Red's Wolf. It's been dead
It's dead.
since it's been dead since Murder House.
Is it dead? Is
Well,
it though?
he's
Is
been-
it dead? Is it dead?
Yes.
Is
Sorry,
it?
he's
yes.
been.
Is it dead?
Yes,
Is it really dead? Is it
it really
really
is.
really
He's
dead?
been
It's really dead.
cursed.
Did it
Been
find?
cursed since Murder House.
Did the wolf find a better owner? A better version of Red?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sad.
Yes. I wonder what demonic Hessia's been up to.
I know
just-
at some point she's going to pop up, and I'm not sure whether I'm ready for it.
Oh, there's been schemes. Things are going on. Excellent.
Good.
Well, I think if you'd be giving a plus to a random werewolf undead creature running around.
Do it.
I imagine that Hessia will pop up in the story at some point, and Mudaran will just spam random characters frantically into the chat as he
This is
tries
what
to
I'm here
control
for.
his excitement.
I love it. Excellent. Well, cheers for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
I mean, we did have 2 bots, which was very exciting.
Yeah,
Well, I
thanks to
missed
them
one of
too.
them.
Yeah, we're finally getting invaded by bots.
Yeah, real mark of popularity.
I know.
I know, right?
We should have new campaign a little bit closer, hopefully, and then get some characters gone on the go, and then
I'm excited for mine.
people who watch can make some fun NPCs, and I'm working out a way that you can kind of give them choices and whatnot. I'm working on it.
Brilliant.
Excellent. All right. Cheers, everyone. So have a think.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.